Hi folks, welcome back to the shop. Today I'm going to be doing an update on this EDC tool pouch loadout that I did based on comments and feedback I've gotten from the video. In the original video I talked about wanting a larger pouch, a pouch that maybe was a little bit thicker. This one's stuffed pretty thick. And I've also collected a lot of other feedback from users of that original one. So we're going to be moving this today into a new pouch. So let's check that out. Now here's the updated pouch. You can see we've moved to a VanQuest pouch. This is a VanQuest EDC M Slim 2.0 Maximizer. And you can notice here it's a little bit taller. It has that height that I was looking for. And it has, I think, a ½ inch more depth to it or thickness to it this way. Still has MOLLE in the back, just like that maxpedition pouch, except the MOLLE is sort of spread out here. You've got these gaps. There's more room in the pouch, so we can fit in behind here better. It's not as compact or stuffed with the tools. So like the color black, they also have it in tan if you're interested. This pouch, you can see here, here's what it looks like in tan. All right, so that's completely personal preference there. But anyway, I did move the marker to the outside. I had a Sharpie marker here that I just popped from the inside to the outside of the pouch. And you can see compared to the maxpedition pouch here that it's, you know, maxpedition had the mesh. This one's got a solid canvas pocket. I like the solid canvas better, but you can get a feel here for the difference in the sizes. Not a lot of difference, but this one's just big enough to make it work a little bit better. This Right in the Rain notepad, for example, can go all the way down to where it doesn't show anymore. One thing I like about these pouches is that you can open this one from the top, just like I showed before. You can open this pouch, get to your tools, say I want to pull the screwdriver out, pop it back in there. You have this top access without opening up the entire pouch, so that makes it handy. So let's go right inside here and look real quick at a few of the updates we've made. So you can see here, this pouch has a high visibility layout. And so you get the high visibility here. It's great because you don't have that same sort of, you know, the lighter color tan that might give you a high vis. Like if you're not familiar with tool bags, a lot of times tool bags, if they're dark on the inside, you go and look inside and you can't really see. This reflects light better, this orange ripstop fabric they use. But anyway, same tool loadout. One thing you'll notice right away is I was able to flip this Cobra pliers the other way. Previously, I'd had it in the maxpedition pouch in this position. So able to flip that around. Got a little extra room in this pouch in general. You'll notice there's an extra piece of webbing here at the bottom for tool storage on both sides right here, and then on this side, just a little bit more, little different layout. The maxpedition had two pockets here, or two places here on each side with the outer tier for tool retention. This one here has got three on both sides, so it's identical on both sides. But so anyway, got the same tool layout done. I did swap some things out. You might notice that I have a different screwdriver in here. That's just for easier top access. I switched out this one for the standard Form 1 screwdriver. I've got one of the older ones here, 32581 is how they used to do the tops. They do them different now. But just easier to get it in and out, I think, of the pouch from just having top access. So I got to give credit where credit's due, by the way. This VanQuest had a couple of viewers that suggested it. Todd Cobble was one that mentioned it. Another user by the name of DAR771 had mentioned that this one was closer to the criteria I was looking for in terms of changing this maxpedition. As I mentioned, that I wanted this to be taller and a little bit deeper, that I liked the layout otherwise. And this pretty much captured those specs exactly the way that I had mentioned them in the video. So I really appreciate that feedback. Now, another change I made was I had this Fluke non-contact voltage tester in the bag, and I had a viewer by the name of Legally Free 2955 who suggested that I try this multimeter instead and get more features. It also does non-contact, but has multimeter features. And you can see it's about the same size as the Fluke, same space that takes up in the bag. And this one here is it's made by a company by the name of ANENG, and the model number is the A3009, right? You can see it right here. And this one has voice prompts, so if you turn on it, prompts for voices. I'll probably do a separate review on this, and I'll have links to all these things in the description, the pouch and this meter and the other additions, right? So this one has the voice prompts. There's also a model 3008 Okay, this is a 3009, but they have the 3008 that doesn't have the voice prompts, and you can bypass those prompts by holding the on button and the second button here down at the same time, and they won't come on. But I'm going to show it with the voice prompting, right? It says it's on auto mode. This has you know, all the features you want in a standard multimeter, and so, for example, I'll just show the non-contact feature since that's what we're replacing here in the bag. And you can kind of pull this tip off. It has this little tip to extend out and get more contact in the probe. So I'll take this wire here and I'm going to hit this top button to put it in non-contact voltage. You can see it picks that up, no problem here, just like the Fluke would. Detects over here, but this is a neutral side, right? It's not hot. All right, if I push the button again, fire line measurement, so it's basically a live test. And it's telling me that's hot as well on this side. So you have those two settings. And hit the red button, goes right back to auto mode, which will automatically detect AC, DC voltage, and it does continuity on auto, also does resistance. So this is really a convenience product, right? It's, you know, that's why I have it in here. That's what I like about it. Sure, you could use a Fluke multimeter for, you know, bench meter or a Klein. I have those, you can use them, but to me this is all about convenience. So it's to get a quick test on continuity, like at a water heater, and make sure the element's working, or a resistance test, or, you know, you're trying to get under a car hood and see if a battery is charged, or if the you know, the car battery's the proper voltage, all that good stuff. So it's a convenience meter. It's handy to have. So here's a cable that came with. I'll just show that real quick. Also fits in the bag. So this the larger VanQuest bag helped with that. But the plug-in is here on the end. Just hook it up, and now you've got, you know, a multimeter. It's a two-handed multimeter, and that's what I really like about it in terms of convenience. You don't have a separate meter that you have to place somewhere and then run your two probes separately. You know, you just come in, and it's very handy not to have to set your meter down or have someone hold the meter. And of course, you can manually go through the settings, DC, AC, right? I'm going to show just testing the voltage here real quick. Now, I'm not saying this is going to be as accurate as a Fluke or a really nice bench meter, but you do get a reading. So there's 118 volts there. It's showing, I'm sure.
True value 117.8 volts.
Right, so it reads it out to you. Like I said, I'll do a separate review on this, but you know, it's something that fits in the bag. Of course, continuity test. Latches on pretty quick, right? See, latches on pretty quick in auto, by the way. And of course, you can hit the red button and go through all your manual modes. But like I said, it'll be a separate video on that. That's not what we're covering here today. Just trying to show that this fits in the bag. You do get a pin multimeter, and it does a lot of the job that you need. Other things we've made, like I said, it's pretty much the same layout. I did put this Scotch 33 electrical tape in here. You can see that they have these little retaining loops here. There's 3 of them, by the way. The maxpedition only had 1, I think. Now the maxpedition, if I can show here real quick, has 1 loop at the top. You can see it has a retention too, but you know, if you don't want this, you can't just unclip it. And of course, it can't clip back up on a loop like we can see with this one here. This can be a tape loop, which is how I'm using it here with this electrical tape or vinyl tape. Or if you don't want it, you can of course unclip it and take it off completely if you don't want this in the bag. So that's one update. Had another user suggest having some wire. I meant to have that in the original loadout, just hadn't included it at the time. But yeah, just some wire in there that you might need in different situations. Something nice to have when you need it. Also added a lighter. Got a simple Bic lighter in here as well in the pouch. A lot of good suggestions. Appreciate the comments. To me, this is the update of this tool pouch. And gives you the basic loadout that I have here, and you have some extra room in here to do things differently. And I had some other good suggestions, like Ben Kelsley suggested putting in some Fiskars folding scissors. Now I think those are great. I'll have a link to that in the description as well. I just don't have any right now, but I think they would be an excellent addition. A Singer is another viewer that said a small pry bar would be a good idea, and I know that you can buy a small blue pry bar at the your local hardware store, and it would fit right in here. So that could be an addition if that's something you're looking for. I think it would be a good addition. One thing I want to note is I had this Lutz screwdriver in here, and had some folks saying, well, hey, it takes up a lot of room. You know, you've got this ratchet can act as a screwdriver. Well, I wanted something in here full size. That's one thing I want to explain about this loadout, is that this is something that the idea is it's for something I want to use and pull out and use. It's not really just something for emergency. I want to put more as standard tools in here as I can, so that I'm more apt to use it on an everyday basis. It's not just for emergencies, is the idea. And I like the idea of, you know, if you're working on something, just have a regular handled full-size screwdriver. Now, in that last video, I couldn't fit anything bigger, but you'll notice in here, I'm able to take this this Klein Tools Impact 11-in-1, and it will even fit in here. I'm not saying that you'd necessarily want to do that, but it will fit in the bag. So we can fit, you know, larger tools in here. See, I can zip that up, and I haven't really accommodated for everything yet to shift some things around, but you can see it fits in the bag. So that's what I like about this VanQuest. It does accommodate longer, more standard tools that you might have already. In this case, so that'll fit in here, and you can see it's, you know, a fair bit taller than the Lutz, right? So that's something I think that's a great addition with this VanQuest. So it really addresses a lot of the concerns that I had. But, you know, this is something, in my mind, I want to have a pouch that I want to grab and use in addition to regular tools. You know, I'm just trying to go in light on something, or throw this in a car and have some tools because I know someone's going to need some help with something, and have a reasonably usable tool loadout. Now, you could suit this for yourself and your own needs. There's extra space in here versus the maxpedition to add, you know, more items. If I'm going to try to show here, maybe we can do that real quick. I'll show it laid on top. You'll notice that when you lay it on top, there's a little more space over here on this side. I can see it anyhow, right? A little more space. It's just a little bit bigger pouch. So, but I like the fact, like I've said, that it keeps this vertical tool storage. I think that's the key thing. A lot of these pouches, they alternate on this side of the pouch, they'll alternate this to where this tool retention is flipped. And, you know, one of the things with these VanQuest, I should also note that I turn these around. Like I re-knotted these. When they come, VanQuest sends it, and again, if you get one of these, you might prefer it that way, but VanQuest, they ship it where they're in line with each other when they tie it, so it kind of makes more of a loop, and which is nice actually, but I just preferred, you know, having it knotted, right? So I just retied it this way. But again, like if you can get inside of this, get this to stand up pretty well on its own, right, and pull what you need out of here, precision screwdriver, right, you pop it back in there. That's really what I'm after, is that vertical tool storage as much as possible in this pouch, so you're not constantly having to open it up, lay it out, and that sort of thing. I can show here on the back that quick look at the two here together. See on the back, there's a difference in the MOLLE that they have. This one is double stitched. You can see double stitched here, like the maxpedition. Has two extra pieces of MOLLE on the bottom, so that's handy. And I do like the fact they're spaced out. I think that would help most people. So you know, both great products. But I think this one, for my needs, it just works a little bit better. You could fit 7-inch tools in here. So, you know, I talked about that in the original video, that I wanted, you know, that it'd be nice to be able to fit 7-inch tools in. These are 6-inch Knipex pliers, wrench, and Cobra pliers. But you could see you could put a 7-inch Knipex pliers in here. So you could go that route if you wanted to go with the 7-inch. So a lot of flexibility in this pouch. I really like it. I think I did have one viewer that commented that this kind of, once you go to the VanQuest, maybe it kind of gets out of the idea of EDC. Yeah, I think it's all personal preference and what you're going for. I think the VanQuest, I think, is really big in like first aid kits and bug out bags and that sort of thing. Haven't really seen tool loadouts, but I think it lends itself very well to these small tool loadouts when you're trying to have something with you, carry something with you. To me, this works really well for that. I just don't think it's been really seen much in the tool community. So you can see there that excellent pouch. You can hang this. Another thing they do is they fold this over. You'll notice that the maxpedition just has this loop here, which is fine, but in this case they folded it over and stitched it down, making it a little smaller. So some subtle changes there. Like I say, this is I think version 2.0. VanQuest, from what I can tell, makes a lot of iterative changes to their bags. But you know, there's any number of things I can pull out from the top here, right? And I can pop them back in, and you know, that's what I'm looking for is the usability of the pouch. Is it something that's just going to be handy that you want to grab and you enjoy using, or is it something you're having to work? You can see that those pliers aren't going in, those Cobras aren't going as easily as the pliers wrench. But I really haven't broken it in yet either in terms of I might get a little bit longer cord here. Might buy some longer ones in time. I'd like them longer. That's one thing I do like better about the maxpedition is the length is longer on those zipper pulls. I think it's just handier, feels more natural. But there you have it, folks, the update to the tool pouch. So let me know in the comments, what do you think about this version 2.0 of this tool pouch or tool bag loadout. Eager to see what you think of this EDC setup. I also want to give a quick shout out to Simple Little Life. That was where I got the original idea to do the maxpedition pouch, and appreciate him checking out the video and getting his feedback. That was great. All the comments and feedbacks that I've gotten from people has been very helpful. So love to see that and you know, get the benefit of everybody's experience. So with that said, please like and subscribe. All that helps me continue to bring content to you on this channel, and I'll catch you in the next video.